Hey, it's Melissa. I am the publisher and writer at Wanging Dude Publishing. Thank you so much for being here. I've taken a break. I hope you had a great summer. I was able to kind of chill. I must say that I got a little overwhelmed by all the procedures to get the book going. But the book was released on May 26th. That is available everywhere. The books are sold in audio and physical options. And I also have an audiobook option. So, thank you so much for those who have purchased the book, and it's available for those who would like to check it out. I wanted to bring up two things. One, that I had promised you how much it costs to do all this. And so when I did my taxes for last year, I can tell you how much I spent leading up to January. And so last year I spent over $6,000 on expenses for Whanging Dude Publishing. And that included printing costs, that included editing, editors, that included, everything that went into the book, which is highlighted on this channel. It was a little over $6,000, and then I still have the postage and the shipping and last minute cover stuff, where I had my designer put the reviews on the cover. And so those expenses will be in the taxes coming up for this year. So I can share that as time goes on. But I'm assuming this is Shadow. And I'm just going to let him be in the shot. If you have cats, you understand. So, of course, I'm not going to let him put his butt in the frame. But anyway, let's just assume it's the same amount of cost. Let's just double it and make it $12,000. So I would say anywhere between $6,000 and $12,000 is how much that I spent out of pocket for this project. And I did this myself. I started Wanging Dude Publishing because I wanted to own the publishing house, and so this was not print on demand fully. So there's some places like Ingram Spark is where they help independent publishers and self-publishers, and the way they distribute their books, you upload it and they do print on demand, so they don't give you as much per book. But when it comes to like Amazon, I ship the books to Amazon warehouse, and they're the ones that ship it out. And so, yes, there's cost up front, but then I get more cut of the sales from that. Now, how many people have bought the book? Well, it's been moderate sales. I think that I'd say up to about 100 books, which is great. I mean, one sale is great with me. I had one friend who bought more copies for her family, which I really appreciate. And I think that when you do self-publishing, that's usually what happens with a lot of people. They're doing it for their families. They're doing it for their company. They're doing it as an extra product that you could have that supports something else. I know a lot of people who are specialized in certain fields, and they have books in the office that they can offer as part of their services. And so it's moderate. And I haven't done very much marketing. And that's what leads to the next thing. So I am not the greatest salesperson in the world, and that's been the challenge. And I think for a lot of creative people, that's the challenge. But I wanted to do this on my own because I wanted to see what it was like. And I didn't want to give up on the project, and I saw it through, and the book is published. And now it's like, okay, well, I want to continue to see it through because I think it's an important story. But there's other people who have similar stories. So I have fallen back on what I know best, which is broadcasting. And so what I've decided to do is do a compliment podcast for the book, and it's called Facing Inward. It will be released next month, so it's not out yet. I'm doing the interviews now, but basically it's a podcast that highlights the journeys of patients, of caregivers, some doctor feedback, and we have so far on the docket someone who is a breast cancer survivor, someone who is a sexual assault and trafficking survivor, who, mental and emotional and PTSD is part of that healing journey, that we're going to highlight on the podcast. We have other people who are parents of children who have chronic or terminal illnesses that will join us and talk about it. So as we move forward, I'm doing a podcast. I'm going back to my training and doing broadcasting. And it's a way to make the book open the conversation about healthcare. I think as I'm recording this in 2025 in the United States, healthcare is a scary place to be. And so I think that it's important to have the conversation. So we'll see where it goes. And that's what I encourage people. Like, if you have a project, something that you really have always wanted to do, but you kind of talk yourself out of, or, if it's a book, if it's an art piece, whatever it is, I always say, don't give up on yourself and keep going and see what else you can do with it. What else can we do? Instead of thinking, well, it's over and it's done and the momentum's gone. Well, no, let's see what else you can do with your, how many skips can you make that stone make on that lake? And so that's what I'm doing. The podcast will be available beginning next month, and you can find it anywhere that you find podcasts. The book, like I said, is available, and I appreciate your support. And you can find here on this YouTube channel, I'm going to, once the podcast is up and running, I'm going to link it to this channel. So for those who are subscribed, you will have access to the podcast right here when it's available. And otherwise, thank you so much for following this journey. I'm refreshed, ready to start again, and we'll see where this leads. And hopefully it'll lead to something great. But it's already led to sales, which is fantastic. And hopefully it's going to lead to more conversation about those who are in our society that feel vulnerable, feel kind of left behind, feel like they don't belong, just because you have something medical that has occurred, whether it's mental health, emotional health, or physical health. It's not your fault. I mean, I think that we tend to look at sick people like, well, you put yourself in that position, didn't you? And I don't think that's the compassionate way to be. So thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of the day. And you can always leave comments down below. If there's someone that you know that you think would be great for the podcast, leave that down below. And I would love to learn more. And thank you so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.